morning, all. Ira Epstein of Linn Associates with your morning flash update, and this is for Wednesday, the 3rd of March, 2020, just around 8:30 a.m. All right, as we take a look, you got up to 31,609, went down just moments ago, made a lower low down to 31,600, almost 300-point drop. You're bouncing a little. ADP numbers came out, private sector jobs. They're a disaster. They were looking for, I saw numbers from 2.25 to 255, came in like at 1.25. That really set the market back. But remember, COVID, you got to understand that. And you can see what happened is that came down, you jammed the dollar up. It went from basically unchanged to 91.07. It's now sinking back a little bit. So you're seeing that through a lot of the markets. Bonds and notes, look at the yield just taking off in the bonds and the notes again. Now, Fed Chair Powell's going to speak tomorrow. Isn't this weird? Yields are shooting up. The jobs data is poor. People aren't working at the same time. Strange. Again, loose mouths at OPEC. I warned my traders in my morning subscriber video that in there, you're going to hear, in my writings last night, you're going to hear OPEC members coming out and floating all kinds of ideas. So today they're floating, no, we're not going to do any cuts. We're going to just do nothing at all between this and April. We'll wait and see how the market stabilizes. Well, at what point do they want it to stabilize? You're at $64 basically in the Brent. And Saudi Arabia, while they speak all boldly there, is the one that keeps cutting the bigger numbers. So now the consensus seems to be that if there's going to be anything done, it'll be a 500,000 barrel increase, maybe just from the Saudis to give them back what they've unilaterally taken off the market and let the others benefit from the higher prices. Prior to just today, the talk was a neutral number would have been 1 million barrels. You can see that you're down a bit in all of the grain markets today as well, too. So when we look at the data, the payroll numbers, they came in at 117. They expected 225. I was doing that from memory. Market group data comes out in just a few minutes. They're expecting no change from the preliminary 58.9. The ISM is going to come out with their February non-manufacturing sector numbers. They're expecting that at 58.7 compared to the prior month's report, which is about there. Fed Beige Book at 1 today. Then you get from Market Group their China CACs and Services PMI, and that fell to 51.5. So it fell, but it's only 0.5, and it's still above an expansionary number of 50. The IHS Market Group final Eurozone February composite. Well, this is a bad number because what that does is a 48.8, and it's a rise from the 47.8. It's still a terrible number because you're under 50, and it means you're in a double dip recession in Europe at this point in time. In my written reports this morning, I've already written them, you're going to see a lot more worse data in there for Europe. So things that you got to keep in the back of your mind. One of the things in this morning's update when I was putting it out that I was telling traders is, think this. This is what's going on in the stock market. You are not following through to the upside or the downside right now. You're doing this type of ride. And it's fun for the TV announcers. It's frustrating for you. And for traders, it's probably frustrating because you're really going nowhere, but you're getting these violent swings. There's going to be a new ETF coming out on Thursday, I believe it is, called Buzz. You want to watch that? That's going to take advantage of the Reddit posts on social media to try to catch the stocks that work with that with a certain criteria. They have to have a certain capitalization. That's been tried before and it didn't work, so we'll see if this time around it can get a little more fanfare. I want to remind you, one of the biggest things that I do is my morning subscriber video for you, because at 5:30, 5:40 in the morning, I'm recording. And the idea here is I know that you have questions about the market, trades you probably want to put on, so I bring it to you in charts. I'm going to cover short, swing trades, and longer-term trades. Yes, I look at the weekly charts, daily charts, and in my subscription on Saturdays, you get a complete look at just weekly charts on all the different sectors that I look at. You can view it on any of these different ways. Every subscriber gets a free phone app for their Android or iOS system. I cover all these markets in a very, very succinct way. And believe me, it's detailed, and I say buy here, sell there, put your stop, so on, and go right through it. The cost of it, I try to price it like a cup of good Starbucks coffee. $7.95 for the big drink. Well, $7.95 for the first 30 days. We offer two types of subscriptions should you want to continue. You can go month to month, or for a year, right, it's about $13 a month after that. I think you'll find it an interesting way to approach this. How do you get to it? Go to iraepstein.com, under the word research. It's all there for you. Call my staff. They'll have you hooked up like that. I'm Ira. I'll see you at the end of the day wrap-ups. Have a good trading.